This is the continuation of Potential for Fed to Inflate, Part 2. And we're pretty much almost done. But, okay. Uh, all this is to cover, to confuse and hide the truth of fractional banking. Bankers and debt borrowers with money they made up out of thin air. Debt is enslavement by the bankers upon the people by buying almost everyone off. In this final analysis, banking is a fraud unless money is interest-free. The Fed and all other banks are a fraud. The game as we know it today began in 1694 when the Rothschilds formed the privately owned Bank of England and the production of banknotes began and circulated along with sterling silver coins. The end result has been that the bankers own the world. The system today is based on confidence and trust, something that has been worn thin. A reflection of the loss of trust and confidence is that 75% to 80% of Americans want H.R. 1207 and S. 604 passed by Congress so that the Fed can be audited and investigated. The public no longer trusts the Fed and the banks. As a result, the con game may well be coming to an end. 50 years ago, we and a handful of other conservative warriors set out to inform the public of the giant scam that the Fed really was. It has been a long, hard road. Gary Allen and Alan Strang are gone, and of the originals that are left, there are G. Edward Griffin, Stan Monteith, Anthony Hilder, and us. During our lifetimes, we now probably will see the end of the Fed, because the people have finally been awakened. It was a long, hard battle that may soon come to fruition. The final step will be the termination of the Federal Reserve and its monopoly of financial theft. Unfortunately, it will mean the demise of the only financial system we've known for 315 years. We do not know as yet what the new system will be like, but the con game is over, and most of the world's inhabitants are broke. The debt that is owed simply cannot be repaid. Japan, the US, the UK, and Europe will be the first to go, followed by most of the rest of the world. You ask, who will be the big winners? Gold and silver, of course, just as we've been telling you they would for 9.5 years, since gold was $252 and silver $3.80. Look at the gains for those who listened, and we still have a long, long way to go to preserve our wealth. Over all those years, the gold suppression cartel fought to hold down gold prices by selling gold, using derivatives and futures, and in collaboration with good producers such as Barrick Gold and others. Hopefully H.R. 3996, H.R. 1207 will now pass unchanged, and we can take a look at what the Fed and Treasury were doing and who aided them. What we are witnessing in the United States and world economy is the result of the greed of central banks to make as much money as possible before they have to collapse the system to bring about world government. Manufacturing activity in the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City District improved in November. So this is, like I said, the second part. If you are looking for the first part, it should be in there under Fascist Economy and my YouTube channel. So, like I said, it's a pretty good story. I just thought it was worthwhile to add some commentary to it and read it out loud. Like Bob Chapman said, this is a pretty cool time that we're living in. Hopefully, in our time, that we will be able to see the end of the Federal Reserve System and some kind of accountability. I think conservatives and liberals alike can both agree on one thing, is that they want the banking cartel out of this country for good. And looking at history about the Rothschilds and that, and how they've accumulated their wealth and power, you can see that they're just trying to hold on to their power right now, and that they're basically convincing other countries, these third world countries, they're using them to kind of keep them going. And that's why I like what Webster Tarpley says in the Obama deception, and that, where he says the New World Order is really the Old World Order, in it that um, the Anglo-Saxon Illuminati group that's been dominating for at least the past 500 years, if not more. Um, they're trying to sell this crony international fascist system to the rest of the world, or these third world nations. They make them think as though they have a part of this world economic system, when in fact they don't. And you can see them right now in the headlines. The leaders of South America and India, they're asking for money, billions of dollars in aid to help poorer countries affected by rising water from global warming. And then I think in South America they're playing the whole rainforest thing with the trees and deforestation and that. So, I mean, it's kind of actually getting ridiculous to see um, them kind of begging for scraps when you know that it's the Anglo-Saxon Empire that's basically kind of steering all of this. Well, really just steering this collapse of the current financial system. But whatever does replace it, hopefully it is something that has accountability, and uh, and hopefully the people will not let themselves be duped like they were before in 1913, and they stay woken up. So that's all I have to say about it. Thank you for listening. Check out my other videos if you want on um, DDarko 2012. And so thank you again, and please rate.